Hello everyone, your favorite night out here with his Mosin the Gat 9130 out in this unfortunately sunny day to talk about buying milsurp rifles. Before we get started, like, share, and subscribe. Check out the link below to my Subscribestar account. Help a small creator out with just a $2 monthly donation. Also, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine, and the bolt is clearly removed. Alrighty then, let's get on with it, shall we? Alright, buying milsurp rifles, we have to ask a question first. And is, are you buying it for collectability or practicality? Or both? Although, we will start with collectability. Collectability-wise, the primary things to look for are cost when compared to condition. We have here a rifle that came in very good condition, although since then it's received some blemishes, like right there from practical use and down there. As I bought this for both collectability and practicality, but more so on the practicality side of things. Stock condition is also very important. Also, the condition of the barrel, the sights, the crown, which is at the end of up there, end of the muzzle there. Does it come with all of its features? The condition of the bolt, the condition of the magazine. Alrighty then. I lucked out and I got this rifle for $350 and museum grade quality. And it came with all the accessories, such as the ammo pouches, the cleaning kits, and even the bayonet and sling. I considered myself very lucky. Now, moving over to practicality. Although practicality and also collectability can be taken into account. But then you have to ask which side of the fence you're on. Collectability, you have to take into account the collector's value more so than, say, its practical value. If you prefer the collectability of it, for the practicality of it, then there are other considerations to take into account. I sided more with collectability. Let's start with ammo selection. Is the ammo readily available? What ammo is best to use in your rifle? This Mosin the Gat, from what, to my offhand knowledge, prefers the heavier 174, 180 grain 312 bullets. Although they will also sell these cartridges with 308 diameter bullets. If you buy a finished version, the finished Mosin the Gats, they tend to be chambered in 308. But the Russians are 312. Something to take into account. The ammo for this specific rifle is very available. And I just have the steel case ammo here, as I cited more on practicality. Practicality, you have to take into account, is it for home defense or for hunting? As a hunting rifle, this has a great amount of value as it comes with easy to adjust iron sights. And since most hunting is done at short range, that's very practical for a lot of people. Just get used to it with the proper ammo selection. Alrighty then. With defense, there are other things to take into account. One, bolt handling. In the Mosin the Gat, I will go into further detail in an upcoming review of this rifle, ain't the greatest. Although, with a stripper clip that's easy to feed from, that is very valuable. Some milsurp rifles you can no longer find the stripper clips for, so you have to manually load them. Also, it depends on defense-wise what your primary concern is. Is your primary concern two-legged problematic animals or four-legged problematic animals? If it's three-legged, well, that's up to you to decide. Two-legged, you may want to consider a SemiAuto milsurp rifle, such as the SKS, a very fine rifle. Or even an M1 Garand, if you can find it, or an M1 Carbine, in good shape and good running order. Alrighty then. I shoot all this by hand. Apologies for the shaky cam. The bolt handling on this rifle in a defense side of things, definitely not very good. But that is something to take into account. With also, on top of that, in the practicality field, with this long barrel, that can prove an issue if you are using it for specifically defense in your home or moving through brush. That could be a serious issue. Also, the stock is fairly light on this rifle, something for the review. Ammo is available. There's a way to quickly load it through the stripper clips, and the bolt handling isn't the greatest, but with the easy to adjust iron sights, you can sight the rifle in, leave it there, and not have to buy a scope. And since most conditions you will be using it at defense purposes will be at shorter ranges, learning iron sights is just as fine as using an optic. However, in fact, I believe the iron sights on the Mosin Nagant ain't half bad. There are other things to take into account whenever you're buying milsurp rifles for defense. Since I predominantly am worried about four or three-legged, sorry, I had a slip of the tongue there, rather than two-legged, bolt guns are just fine for me, especially with some drilling. Alrighty then. Moving on. Once you've decided on your milsurp rifle, there is conditions to take into effect, as you don't want to buy anything with a cracked stock. Although there are available hunting stocks for the 9130 that'll drop right in, and gunsmiths should be able to take care of that. It's also the condition of the crown up there, which can affect accuracy, or the condition of the barrel. Although a good gunsmith could easily modify your 9130 into a scout rifle, which is a better option in my opinion. Although I did have some collectability in mind, so I didn't have that happen to mine. Although if I buy another one, I would probably in the end have that one modified into a scout rifle. I do not consider the round for this rifle to be particularly hard recoiling. It's a little bit less than 30-06 and a similar weight rifle. I'd rate this practicality-wise as 3 when it comes to defense. However, a 3 out of 5. However, in the hunting circumstances, I'd rate it a 4 out of 5, especially at current cost points, which is very important. For home defense, especially if you're buying a bolt gun, a milsurp bolt gun, cost is a issue, much more so than collectability, because a lot of collectors are willing to pay considerably more. I got this rifle for $350, excellent deal. So, considering hunting wise, it gets a 4, and on top of that, for property defense, it gets a 3. I consider it adequate, especially at that price range. So, collectability wise, I'd rate it as a 5 when I first got it. 4, home defense, for hunting, my bad. And 3 for property defense. These are things you should always take into account. What is this rifle particularly good at, and what is it not good at? And I consider the Mosin Nagant to be a fine rifle, although I'm not a big fan of rimmed cartridges, but they're just fine to me. On to some channel news. We'll be continuing to upload IRL videos to BitChute and to YouTube. YouTube will be getting streams of Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation, in case you're interested, or some other games I might have available. Thank you for your time. Like, share, and subscribe. Check the link below to my Subscribestar account. Help a small creator out with just a $2 monthly donation. Alrighty then. See everyone around.